Hello everyone. I'm going to uncast the large geode. So I have two different pages. I have my personal Facebook page and I also have my Dr. Drea's House of Beauty. And I posted one on Dr. Drea's House of Beauty and I posted another on my personal in a short little video clip where I kind of unmasked this one, which is the smaller version. So this is definitely a smaller version of this. They're not supposed to be the same size. They're supposed to be different sizes. And so I'm going to just kind of pull this off because it is kind of satisfying to get this out of the mold. And it does have its final layer and it's been sitting since yesterday morning. Just going to kind of work this around. And for those of you that did not see the other video, this is silicone caulking that is put onto a silicone mat. And that was done by my wonderful son Hunter before he left for training. Just going to pull that off. Voila! And now we've got a mat. And we've got a beautiful geode. It's kind of thick, so I'm going to clean up these ugly edges just like I did this one. I already cleaned up the edges on this one. It's a little tattered and you could kind of see the difference, how they're a little bit more cleaned up than the other one. So I'm going to clean up this edge and I'm going to paint them. I love how this is transparent. And I'll definitely keep you tuned in for the final project. Oh, I'm in love. And then the smaller geodes are coasters. They are not meant to match. They're not meant to coordinate at all. They're just fun, and I wanted to do a different color. And same thing. I mean, unmasking these and taking them out of the mold is just super duper fun. Oh my word. So there is the first one. It didn't turn out very symmetrical, and I mean that it doesn't have perfectly round rings or anything of that nature, but that's okay. It took its own little form. But then here's the back. So it's pretty cool. One that did kind of keep its form a little bit more, the ring form on its own. And again, I let these kind of do its own thing. I mean, I did pour it in there, but I did try to pour it in rings. But I did also try to let it really do its own thing. And so when it cures, I don't know if you could see that kind of clouding. That one kept its integrity a little bit more. And there's the back. Or I should say the bottom. Because that's the bottom where it kind of tends to look completely different. The colors mesh and match totally different than the top. I gotta tell you, I'm really loving how you can see through these. I just think that's the coolest thing. I didn't think I was gonna like all this glitter. I was a little hesitant about it, but I am not regretting my decision. They really do take on their own personalities almost. That is really pretty. So this is kind of like a pinky purple. I know cameras do funky things to it, so it is kind of a cross between pink or purple depending on which way you look at it. I would say like a mauve maybe. I hate that color, but it is what it is. I just hate that name, I suppose, mauve. So last one. There's 5 in this set. Now this one, and you'll kind of may be able to figure out what I'm doing here. This is my last geode form, and I am going to take it out. But I didn't do it, as you can tell, in the same color scheme as the other two large ones, primarily because this was just leftover resin after I was doing my first large one. I just kind of use the leftover resin to fill in here. And sometimes I'll do that just so I'm not wasting material and that things actually get used. But I will be making another one that more corresponds with this family here. So I'm really kind of excited. Again, I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to paint the edges. It's going to look a little bit more like agate, I suppose. Kind of looks cool in the back. Now the cool thing about resin is, see, this is not a shiny material like my backdrop here. This is shiny. So the front of it's shiny because that's what cured, but when you turn it over, it's matte because my silicone mat is matte, M-A-T-T-E. But however, these coasters are shiny on both sides because the mold is also shiny. So it takes on whatever material that you're setting it on. So I may end up actually, I've been getting another mat because, you know, I use what I have on hand. I don't always go out and buy new materials just to make a project. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes I do, but I often do not. And it has the texture of the mat on it, if you can see that, which is fine. I'm not like, you know, super upset about it, but it would be kind of cool if it had more of a shiny texture to it. Now this is going to be, you know, sitting on the bottom, so you're not going to really be able to see that texturing on the bottom, so I'm not as terribly worried about it. But again, I'm a perfectionist, so over time I will probably get another mat when I can, you know, budget that out and actually find one that I like that's big enough, yada yada yada. So pretty pleased with my little run, my resin run here. Got quite a bit done in the last couple of days. These do take several days to do because they're layers. And I did them in different stages because I have to kind of time out, I suppose, how I work my projects, because they all have to cure on extremely level surfaces, and my extremely level surface is very limited, so I kind of stagger them out a little bit. So you know, I did these two first, or I did these two last. I did, you know, was working on this one and this one kind of at the same time. This is several layers because of the way the white works to get that agate effect. So this is actually several layers. So that's actually a few days of work. Surprisingly, I know you're like a glob of resin, that's a few days, but yeah, I'm hoping the end result will actually pay off and it will actually look like a couple of days worth of work. I hope you enjoyed my unveiling or my uncasting. I will be posting more videos on what I'm doing in my current projects. I do have, like I said, another plate like this to complete that will coordinate more with the blue ones. And of course I'll be doing some more fun geode coasters. If you guys have any color requests, I'd love to take them. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I need some feedback, some input, knowing that I'm you know, not just doing these videos for myself. Please leave a comment. Please like this video. Please share this video. I would really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy watching what I'm doing here in my office. I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye-bye.